Yeah. Daily chat starts now. Welcome back to That's So Controversial, man. Today we are operating from the mobile office because I'm running errands with the family. So my good friend Kyle is here with me today, and we also have another guest with us. So his name is Gabe. Um, Today's topic we're going to be talking about, can you be friends with someone you morally disagree with? What's going on, Kyle?
What's up? What's up, man? What's up, Rick? So, we talked about this. We had a few topics to go over, and this is one we decided to go with today. And I feel like it's a good question because we are at a point right now in the year where we just chose we just chose our new president, and so now we made that decision already. So now I asked the question: can you be friends with somebody that you morally disagree with? And it does not necessarily have to be a political thing. I guess Rick checked out quickly, briefly, but what do
Real
you
quick.
think, Gabe?
Well, I mean, that's actually, I love that. First off, I appreciate you guys having me on here. Kyle, pleasure to meet you. uh, Rick, we go back when. No, it's actually interesting that you bring that up because this is something that I've been struggling with for a while. I'm one that knows I work with them, and I was very vocal when it came down to politics and to Trump and all that other stuff. And something just clicked in me that I'm like, you know what, this is the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the problem with this world, is the fact that we can't discuss things without calling each other idiots, morons, racists, whatever it may be, and does all that stuff exist? Yes, absolutely. I'm sure that it exists, but it's enough of that. At least for me, I'm ready to show love. I'm ready to give love. I'm ready to be about love, and that's the only thing. That's the only thing that I feel like it's gonna resolve this shit. I'm sorry. Is it cool personally? I'm sorry. I didn't.
It's fine,
Yeah,
bro.
it's cool. It's cool, bro.
Oh, okay. It's the only thing that's gonna resolve this shit that we're in right now. It's not gonna be whether we vote in a Democrat or Republican, which is all business to me. In some ways, politics is full of crap. It's about us, the people, loving each other, understanding each other, and just hearing each other out. Because in the end, we're all struggling to pay our rent. In the end, we're all struggling to get good health care. In the end, we're all struggling to feed our family. So if the question is, can I be friends with someone that morally sees things in a different way, I wouldn't say friends, maybe not, but I definitely want to hear somebody out, and I'm ready to hear people out and hear their point of view.
I
And
mean,
and also, let's understand that in the past we're friends for a reason. Let's try to think about the good things and why
Yeah,
we're friends, rather than just bullcrap that's made to divide us in this way anyway. But that's just my opinion.
gotcha.
that's exactly what this platform is about. What you said is exactly the reason why I created That's So Controversial. The whole concept behind it is to create civil discourse between opposing viewpoints. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad that you feel that way. And this is exactly what this platform is about, to create civil discussion on topics that not everybody agrees on. Because what the hope is that, you know, you come into a conversation with an open mind and open heart, two things are going to happen, right? You can be influenced by somebody or you can influence someone. Not everybody comes from the same walk of life. Nobody comes from the same experiences. So being able to talk with someone that has a different view on life or a different perspective, it could be educational or you can educate them. The possibilities are endless if you're just willing to have that conversation.
And I think like both of you guys hit it on the head. It's the problem that we have now is that we lack discussion, right? So I may feel away, and you may feel away, right? But we know that we disagree. But are we ever going to come to the table and discuss our disagreements? Will we ever, say, what? All right, I see your side of it, and here's my side of it. Who knows? But I don't know if so. Right, the clear cut, the thing that we could look at and say, oh, could we disagree with someone? Is right now is Republican, Democrat. That's the clear cut one right now. But there are also other moral things that are going on that we may not see eye to eye on. Same sex marriage could be one of them. You know, I have friends that are part of the LGBTQA plus community,
Possible
and
thing.
yeah, and
You forgot the
and
Z.
and I don't know. I don't think I would be a good friend to them hearing someone disrespect them because of their lifestyle. You know, I will probably have a problem with that. You know.
I mean, disrespecting and a different perspective is two different things.
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So disrespecting, different perspective is okay, but disrespecting is where the line is for me.
Right, and I think that's where it feels like I want to give everyone a chance.
Yeah.
Right. Like I definitely want to hear people out, and if they are disrespecting in some ways, that's some kind of self-hate that they have within themselves, right?
Yeah.
Like this is some issue that they got within themselves and some demons that they need to deal with. I'm not everybody's psychologist. I'm some people's psychologist. I'm not everyone's psychologist. I refuse to do that, but I also want to still be able to love myself enough that I can love that person that it has those point of views and those perspectives and say, you know what, man, I'm not a person that prays, you know what I mean? That's just my own thing. But I hope that the universe will bring you happiness eventually, man, because it sucks to feel that way. And it sucks to have hate in you. It sucks to wake up every morning and go, shit, this world sucks because of gay people, because of black people, because of white people, because of Republicans, because of Democrats. Damn. That's a lot of fucking work when we could just be saying, waking up in the morning and just thanking the universe that we're up and saying, I'm going to love and I'm going to be love and I'm just going to spread love. And that's all I want to fucking do. And that's it. And if I ain't feeling your vibes, I'm just going to go this way, but I'm going to wish you the best. But again, the disrespect, absolutely. But I also want to touch on disrespect real quick as to what is disrespect, right? Like who gives the power of disrespect? Are we giving this person a power enough to disrespect us? Do they matter that much to disrespect us? No one can disrespect you unless you allow them to disrespect you. So that's another word that's something else that we should look at, that we can forgive people in that way by saying, you don't have that power over me, man. You don't have that power over me to disrespect me.
I don't know. I think you just made Rick Havoc. Rick just climbed back just now. That was straight from sound like straight from Rick's book. That's all he talks about, man.
Bro, absolutely, man. That's something. That's actually a topic I want to get into really, really deep at one point. You know how people talk about that whole, fat shaming and all this other stuff. My whole concept, just like you said, is like, why would you give somebody that power? You have a choice.
Exactly.
You can choose to be shamed. Why are you choosing to be shamed? Why are you choosing to give somebody that much power over you? But that's a conversation for another time, man.
Absolutely. what kind of energy? What kind of energy are you giving off that they're seeing you in that way and that you're allowing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of punishment? You must be wanting to punish yourself. So, again, can you be friends with someone that's disrespectful in that way? Possibly, because that's their problem. But you can see the beauty in all the other things that they're doing and in that they're saying. But I don't know, man. I think racism and all that other stuff is basically created by man to divide us in that way. Because if we kind of look at it, and maybe I'm going a little bit too far with all this other shit, we all humans, man. You know what I'm saying? We get treated differently, but it's made for a purpose, and it's to divide us in that way. And if we could look past that and beyond that, fuck it, you can fuck with anybody, man. You can fuck with anybody.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you guys a question. Is there a standpoint when you say, all right, I don't know if I could associate myself with this person further because of their views on this? Is there a line that could be crossed for you guys to say, you know what, maybe this person is I don't want this person around me? And that line does include negativity. That you morally disagree with someone, how they look at life. That could be toxic for you. If you're around someone who's a negative Nancy or a negative Ned, you could be negative Nancy, Ned, and all those in between. You could be you could be offended, and it could be frustrating to you, because I've dealt with people who's like, you know what, that's too toxic. I need some space. So back to my question. I'm sorry.
Do you have an example, Kyle, of someone like this? Like of someone that no?
Don't do that.
That was a good try, Gabe, but no.
That's right.
So back to my question. So is there a line in the sand where you say, you know what, I have to distance myself from this person?
I also want to hear from anyone who's listening right now. We would love to hear from you guys.
It's pretty quiet tonight.
Yeah, throw your point of views in the comment sections below. If you guys, I want to know, if you have any friends that have different moral viewpoints when it comes to racism, when it comes to politics, and do you consider them friends, or is that someone that you try to remove from your life because of their morals or views or politics? So I would love to hear from you guys.
So anybody going to answer my question?
I think Kyle, yeah, I think you touched on a good point when it comes to that. So that again is based on your energy and your vibe and what you're presenting out to the universe, right? So if you feel like shit, I feel like if you feel like shit and you in a shit mood, you're gonna attract shit, you know, and that's something that you got to realize within yourself. I could be hypocritical when it comes to that and say I want to love everyone and be accepting of everyone. Well, probably not hypocritical because I'm saying the same thing, but I know my limits. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna walk around constantly saying the N word, constantly saying the F word, constantly just treating someone beneath you and below you, and you don't want to hear me, then nah, I really can't mess.
What F word are you talking about? The one you just dropped a few times?
F word. I dropped it a couple of times.
Oh, you talking about another F word? I'm sorry.
No. Whoa. I was like, wait, did I say that? Like, what the hell's going on?
I was about another F word. Okay.
Now, but seriously, had you this conversation probably would have been more entertaining coming from my standpoint had you interviewed me like 4 months ago when I was like every Trump supporter is a racist, an idiot, a dummy, all that other stuff. But I don't know, man. I just can't connect to that anymore, and I just don't do that anymore. There is a limit. There is a limit.
Also,
I can't hear you. What you say, right?
If you can throw the link in the comment section in case anybody wants to join the conversation.
Oh, okay. I threw the YouTube link in there. So what do you think, Rick? Is there a cutoff point where you think that all right, enough is enough?
All right, when it comes to me personally, right? Like I don't put labels on people. I try to get to know them. And if you have a different view, like you don't know where that came from. You don't know exactly where that came from. You don't know if that view came from their upbringing, the way their parents raised them, the way their experiences. So I would still be friends with them and try to understand where they came from and hopefully, put some of my experiences, not to try to influence them, but so they can see that, there's a different perspective and maybe they can resonate with that. They'll be, oh wow, I never thought about that from that perspective. I think if you automatically alienate them because they have a different viewpoint, you lose the opportunity to potentially inspire someone or help them out or help them see a different perspective. They may not necessarily see your point of view, but it gives them something to think about.
Is this true though? Like, are we really this patient? Or are we just seeing this because we're not facing it head on? Are we really this patient? Like I haven't tested myself to that limit yet. You know what I'm saying? Like this is new to me to give this love and all that other stuff. Have you experienced it in person, like a racist, someone that's just against gay people or whatever it may be, and still been able to rock with them? Has anyone experienced that?
I can't say that I have. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kyle.
No, I've experienced someone. I've been around someone who I thought was not in line with the way I think, and I separated myself. That's what you do. We all have our circles, right? We want to be in a circle that kind of helps us grow. And if you're in a circle where you're not growing, you're in the wrong circle. So I think that, yes, I've separated from people because of thinking differently. And it's not necessarily a disagreement. It's just that I want more for myself. So I think it's time for me to move on to get in another circle where I think that could move me forward.
So it's about surrounding yourself with positive energy.
Yes. Yeah. You have to be, you want to move into an apartment that you hate. Yeah, because you're in that place all the time. So why bring people in your life, in your space that you're not vibing with? I don't see the point. That's added stress.
I agree with that. If you guys don't mind me reading it, I think Michael G has the right comment. He says, I can't be around people who are all about themselves. And I agree with that. That's kind of like what you're saying in that way, Kyle. Like you're not lifting me up. You're not lifting me up. What the hell am I doing here? And I'm experiencing that. I'm experiencing that right now, with current situations and stuff like that of selfishness and egotistical type thing that you're making every problem that I'm bringing up about myself about you. So yeah, you know what? I think there is a limit, man. I think I'm gonna take it back, and I ain't messing with you. I'm sorry, I caught myself, Kyle. I ain't messing with you if you basically make my problem your problem all the time instead of hearing me out and saying, "Yo, how can I help you? How can I make you feel better?" Nah, I ain't with it. So Michael G, I'm with that. I think I'm with that.
How about this? How about friends that you already have that you just found out that they may have different moral views from you?
Oh, that's interesting because it's like, how big is the moral difference? It goes back to the question. Like, I'm sorry, go ahead, Rick.
No, I was gonna add on to what you said. I'll add a freaking a random thing. Let's say a friend you had, and all of a sudden, you notice that they have racist tendencies. They're not outright racist, but they say shit that makes you be like, that was rather racist.
That was rather racist. What up? Racist tendencies for me.
He didn't say nigga. He put the ER on there this time.
Yeah. Well, for me, what I'm growing into now is that I am so far. This is me. Maybe some of you know I'm so far from the N word. I don't even use it. I don't like it, but I don't knock people who use it. Who whatever the case is. For me, it's a personal thing. Right? I don't care for it. But if you use it or anyone else use it, that's your right. And I think that's my example of me not morally agreeing with someone, but still being friends. You know, we have I'm sorry.
How many friends have you lost due to moral disagreement, based on what you're saying? You know,
the moral disagreement I have is with, like I said, not growing. That's really the moral disagreement. If I want to take my life in this direction, you want to take your life in that direction, and that's the moral disagreement of lifestyles. We do have a long, lengthy comment here. I want to highlight from Ashley. All right, I'll read it because since Rick doesn't want to read it. Sorry about that, Gabe. Chapter one. Thanks, Ashley, for your thoughts. As a woman of color, with everything that has occurred in the world, I have had to conform to the temperature of the room and societal needs. I'm not saying thinking exactly how I think, but if you support someone who speaks hate against someone like me, and I have to let you go with love, it becomes mental after a while. I need peace in my space. Thank you so much, Ashley. I think you are absolutely 100% correct.
Okay.
And okay.
Yeah.
Ashley has a lot of thoughts. Appreciate that. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I get it, but I think that Ashley nailed it on the head when she said that she made the attempt, right? Like, you're gonna kind of make that attempt and see if you're there. But after a while, I really can't walk around with you and just listen. It takes so little for me sometimes. If you're not tipping the waiter, I don't know, man. I gotta doubt your character and basically doubt if I'm gonna mess with you after this. You know what I'm saying? If you're tipping less than 15% or something like that, and you like, what? Maybe I with $4 when the tab is $80. I'll be like, yeah, I don't know if I can mess with you, man. Like, with all love, you know.
We got some real character development here because Gabe was just a minute ago was saying, you know what? I'm good with whatever you like, whatever. Now the petty game has arrived to the show, y'all.
That's not what I said. Wait, that's not what I said. I said I'll try, right? I said I'll try to understand and sit down with you and still be with love. But there's certain characteristics that, you know what? As I think about it, they are deal breakers. But I will try to school you, like Ashley said.
Yeah.
These ways work hard. You know what I'm saying? Like tip them, and you're still gonna sit there and just be like, nah, I don't know. $4 is what they get. My man, it's $147 tab. Like, come on, bro. Like,
so cheapness is a way to cut. It's a reason to cut somebody off.
It ain't cheapness. It's a character. I mean, I don't know. Damn, maybe you know what? I'm gonna just call myself hypocritical right now and just quit.
Hypocrite Gabe. I'm gonna change the name right now. I'm changing the name.
Do that for me. Hypocrite Gabe. And I think that we all have it in us. And like I said, it's a learning process. As I said, it's a learning process to show love and to give love and all that other stuff. But I think that there's certain things that I'm just like, you know, all right, I know what the difference is. I feel like a lot of this stuff is created to divide us. But when it comes to tipping someone, that's not really that someone created to divide us. You know what I mean? That's something that you're just a jerk. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just a jerk for not tipping in that way. And that's just the way I see it. I think that could be a deal breaker for me for sure. In consideration.
What if they're not necessarily a jerk? They just people just honestly believe that that's their job. They get paid to do that, right?
Yeah.
They might not understand that, the tip is a huge part of their salary, actually.
Yeah. Right. But see, here goes that thing what we talked about earlier. We have to have the discussion. So instead of you cutting that person off, you should say, hey, yo, dude, you only want to give them $4? You know, we can do more than that in a playful way. But if the conversation doesn't happen, you just cut somebody off for not a tip. They may have been they've grown into that, right? They've probably seen that before. You never know why people make the decisions they make. And I think that it goes back to we need to have that conversation. Like, yo, dude, why do you think it's okay to? Here's another example. Would you hang out with someone who excessively drank and y'all go out and get drunk and now you're babysitting? I know Rick is never that guy because Rick doesn't drink, so he's always a designated driver. You know. So what do you think? Could you hang out with somebody who practice that kind of behavior?
You're hitting home with that one, man. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump in, Rick, but you're hitting home with that one. I had a major issue with that. I had a major issue with someone that I used to hang out with, and they would constantly get drunk, and then when I would try to monitor them, they'll have like 2-3 drinks, and I'll just be like, that's your third one, and we only been here a half hour. Maybe you want to just leave me alone. I'll be fine. I'm like, all right, you think you'll be fine, but I'm the one that's babysitting at the end of the night.
Yeah.
So I have in some ways cut people off when it definitely comes to that. I don't want to be anyone's babysitter, man. I can't do that. And again, I tried it. I tried to tell you about it. I gave you the heads up. You just didn't want to hear me. So definitely, damn man, as you know what, as this show goes on, I think I'll cut people off for a lot of things as we continue going. I think we need to stop this show because
right at the end of the show.
What do you think, Rick? I know you don't. Do you care for the babysitting?
I don't mind it. What else am I gonna do?
Wow, he's a nice guy, bro. Where'd you find this? Like,
Rick is too nice. Rick is a nice guy, man. I mean, I don't know. I think that for me, nobody wants to. We all want to go out and have a good time, right? So we don't want to go out and have to worry about that. This dude is going to get us into a fight because how he gets when he's drunk. Now, if he's a quiet drunk and a fun drunk, that's something else. But you have aggressive drunks. So
right.
I don't know, bro. That's a weird one for me.
It ain't. That's not that weird for me. I think you guys are finding my limits, and that ain't weird for me, man. Like you kind of ruining my night and stuff like that, and it's not cool. But all right,
we have my man LL L'Oreal from the Workz. He said if it's a good friend of mine and it happens once in a blue moon, I wouldn't mind. But see, here's the thing. I feel like L'Oreal's always the life of the party, so he's always the one probably getting babysit. Just over watching him how he moves. I'm pretty sure L'Oreal's the one that they are definitely watching.
Welcome, Mike. My
man.
What's
Michael
up, guys?
Is here.
I'm with Gabe. I can't babysit people, man. So the people that I hang out with, you're gonna have to take care. I don't want to be babysitting anybody. And you of all people should know, Kyle, you never babysat me.
All right, I gotta stop him, man. Gabe, you're no longer the hypocrite. That man right there is down the hypocrite of the show. I've been out with him and we've been babysitting. We've literally had to babysit.
Liar. No, he didn't.
We've had to put him in an Uber all the way to Jersey from Manhattan. Like, all right.
Yeah, I hung out with him one time, went to the game.
I wasn't driving. I wasn't driving.
So when we talk about babysitting, we're talking about you. Talking about you, Mike. That's
nah,
what we're talking about.
I'll take an Uber all day.
Yeah, okay. So we have L'Oreal said if it's once in a blue moon, it's not that bad.
That's fine, but I mean, come on now. Like if every time I gotta go out and feel anxious about hanging with you, like, nah, man, I'm not with that. And I think that goes for anything. But again, have we spoken about it? Yes. You continue to do it? Yes. Then it's time for me to just say, yeah, I really can't mess with this. You know what I mean? Like that's not beneficial to me at all, right?
All right. So we have another interesting thought from Ashley here. I think it's so inconsiderate because I am not that friend to leave you in your vomit. I'll hold you here just because I don't drink. Don't mean I'm not feeling the vibes and want to feel good. I like to bust a move, yo. You killed my vibe. Thank you, Ashley. Oh, and L'Oreal, you see, he is an expert drinker because he says 1 drink equals 1 glass of water. Yeah, okay, L'Oreal.
That's kind of the hint that I kind of gave him that advice. I learned that on my own. Trust me, there's plenty of time to get to that point and you like, damn, I think I'm stuck. You lay in that bed and everything is spinning and stuff like that. But at least I ain't ruining anyone else's night. Damn, like keep that to yourself, man. Get the hell out of here with that. I think I gotta leave because I'm becoming like I'm no
I
longer
guess we
love.
can't
Yeah,
drink
I'm no longer
then.
love, man.
What
Only
about
that Kendrick, don't kill my vibe.
what about letting go a friend because she thought I was her personal bank, asking for a friend? Oof, oof.
Oof.
Anybody want to say anything on that one?
Nah, that's
I
a
used to
personal
be
choice.
I used to be a personal Uber driver even before I became an Uber driver for my friends.
Oh wow.
Right, it's something you do by choice. I mean, you should be if they're your friends, you should be able to be upfront with them and tell them, you kind of overstep your boundaries, or you're reaching your limit.
In a way, I'm kind of like you, Rick. Though I try to look out for my
Yeah.
friends too, you know.
For me,
Rick,
But
don't do that.
here's the thing: here's the thing: when you do it often, they're gonna expect it of you all the time.
but
You
that's
know
when you put
that
the foot down.
people
Like, keep being
will
a nice
take
guy,
out
but don't
as
go
much as they can until you put a stop to it. So I'm kind of like in the middle between you and Gabe.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with when it comes to people will take advantage of you for as long as for as long as they can. Nah, it's up to you, man. Like
Yeah.
that's up to you. Put like Rick just said, put your foot down. I got no problem. I got no problem with texting you and saying, as Kyle knows, we've done it before. Oh,
Speaking
by the
of
way,
which,
I'll you $9 for lunch today. But as we've done in the past, I'll look at Kyle and I'll just be like, yo, Kyle, $4.50 for breakfast, bro. We ordered breakfast at 9 a.m. It's 2:20 p.m. What's good? Where's that money at? And that's, I mean, listen, it's a mutual respect thing, man. And I expect you to do the same for me. Like, if I owe you money, like, hell yeah.
I didn't want to do it on live, but yeah, please, when you can.
He got a little black book. I don't know if you know about that.
So this kind of makes the question a little more broad now. Now we're just talking about like we kind of almost going into the realm of like people not being considerate now, because we talked about the alcohol, like you said, character choices now. So now we kind of get into the friendship, like more of the friendship rather than being moral. So is there anything that like can cut off a friendship? Because now you guys are probably gonna morally disagree on something. Is there anything that can cut off a friendship for you guys?
Lying.
Well, I guess lying could be a big one.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I used to have this one friend who I used to go to the clubs with. Can you buy me the first round? Sure, no problem. You got the second round, right? Okay. So here comes the second round, and he's like, oh, you know what? I couldn't cash my check on time. Every single time we went out, he said that. Until one time, he brought his girl along, and she's like, you know what? Mike always gets you drinks all the time, and he never asked for anything in return. Why don't now it's your turn? And he's like, and he kind of like mother, her after that.
But so that's weird though. I don't think I've ever asked one of my guy friends to buy me a drink.
Check the comments real quick.
It's the rounds. It's the rounds, buddy.
All right. Here we go. We have Marmar. All right. Here we go. 2 friends came to visit me. We had a girls' night out. Both girls were drinking way too much, where one of them wanted to leave with a stranger. For me, it became stressful babysitting them. Never again. So when you say never again, will you ever hang out with those 2 people again, or you just gonna let them go with the stranger? Please, Mama, let us know what you mean by never again, please.
No. How about this, Kyle? How about this? Let's say you, me, and Gabe go out, right? I don't know if Gabe's single,
Rick can
but
come
whatever.
Too. Rick can come
all right,
too.
we all go out, and then you meet a girl, and you've been you feel nice. Do you want us to babysit you and say, oh, you know what? No, you can't leave with that girl, or is it a different story for guys where, like, if you leaving with a stranger, should we get the okay? Like, all right, he's good. He's gonna get home by himself.
That's a very, very interesting question. But see, it goes. Here's the point: how intoxicated? I don't get drunk, so how intoxicated is that person?
Yes, you do. You remember
never.
that umbrella drink?
The Virgin Pina Colada that I get, yeah. So how intoxicated is that person? Can that person make it on their own? I don't care if they're leaving with a male or female, because females rob males too. Females rape males too. So it's that's for me. What about you guys? What do you guys think?
I mean, I guess I could jump into that. I recently I heard a story of a friend, a female friend, that was at a spot with another female, and her friend wanted to go home with someone, and she was basically trying to help her out and get her out the club. And as she's telling her, let's go, let's go, let's go, you're not staying with this guy, we don't know him, anything else like that, they got into a fist fight.
What? A fist fight?
Yeah, they basically got into a fist fight. And the first thing I told that female that was trying to push the other female out of the way is like, hey, what lesson did you learn from this? She said, I'm not anyone's mother, man. Like, I'm sorry to say it. Like, I'm not anyone's mother. Take a picture of the dude next time. Boom, I got a picture of the dude. Let me see your ID. Get his ID. Anything happens, that's it from there. Because look, you're thinking you're trying to be helpful, but you know, look, now you lost the friendship possibly because you thought you were trying to be helpful and stuff like that. Man, listen, after a while, you got to know your limits and take care of yourself and say, I'm done. You're gonna be on your own.
What you think, Rick? Because you're probably the babysitter.
No, it's funny because like you try to like do the right thing when you see those situations, right? Like I've seen a guy abusing a girl one time, and I tried to get involved until you pull out a gun on me.
Oh. See,
that'll do it.
It's a lot different for Batman when he does it.
Exactly, right? It doesn't work out the same with civilians. That shit was scary. Think I was in the car and just.
You want some of this? Nope. And you. We have another comment here from Ashley. I'm not sure what she's responding to. She says, "Hell yeah, I cut people off. I cut off people who are always taking and not giving. If I show up and for your match and for my match and energy, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place." Wait, did I click over it? I can't see it anymore. Wait, did you see it?
Hell yeah! It says, "Hell yeah, I cut off people who are always taking and not giving. If I show up for you, if I match your energy, reciprocity, whatever, is very important." I can't say that word for shit.
Let me see. I'm gonna hide it and see if I can bring it back up.
Reciprocity.
All right, Ashley, let's keep it to fifth grade. Fifth grade, we in love for these guys. Reciprocate. Yeah, just go with reciprocate.
I think I got a new Scrabble match right here.
L'Oreal said that's a great question.
Which one?
Well, I know we kind of got away here. I know this piece of crap right here. This is Michael.
Michael looks like Marmaleos, man.
Michael, he looks like he's about to sell somebody a used car.
Broken that home that has like termites in it, and he ain't telling you about it.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. After all of that, he gave us a compliment. I'm sorry, Mike.
And we're still dogging him, right?
So Mama responded back to the question we had. She said, "I will never go out with them to clubs, bars. We can hang out as long as alcohol is not involved."
That's understandable, though. You know, some people just don't feel comfortable. Like I used to hang out. I used to have 3 friends. Like we always had one person in the group be the designated driver, and it always switched every time we went out. You know, just so the same person is not driving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Back to that thing about cutting people off. How about on social media? I've actually like blocked posted negative stuff, a lot of negative stuff.
I you know what? I don't. I'm like me and Gabe had this talk on the Workz podcast coming soon. We had this talk on the Workz, right? And I'm not really into social media like that on that personal level to cut somebody off. But I did cut somebody off on Facebook for sharing misinformation. And it was told like, dude, this is not true. And yet they kept on pushing the misinformation.
But did they believe it was true?
That's a good point. They probably did because of what kind of news they follow. So they probably did think it was true. That was probably their reality. But when someone is sharing accurate information with you and you decide not to take advantage of it, so that's why I cut someone off from social media.
Okay.
I think it takes a lot.
They got fact checked by Kyle.
I think it takes a lot. One of the biggest keys, one of the best things that I like about social media is the unfollow button versus the unfriend button. Because you can unfollow on Facebook and stuff like that. Hey, what's going on, little man?
What's up, Matt? All right, let's
the,
PG
the,
it, y'all.
the unfollow is so much better than the unfriend, because I just don't have to see your stuff anymore. And if I feel like going back there,
And
I
that's what
can go
do.
back there. That's the best bet. I definitely, but I have done it, especially over summer and before summer with George Floyd and everything that happened. That really just triggered me, and I was just like, yeah, I can't mess with a lot of these people, man. And I just had to unfollow. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's easy. All you got to do these days is put up a political post, and people will unfriend you if they disagree with you.
Here's a question.
When it comes to politics, like nobody's gonna agree, man. Agree to disagree at the most part. Why not why not just talk about why you're following? I know the cow's nodding his head. He's like, nah, man.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we have our rights to, to a freedom of expression and speech. So if somebody's posting something against, I don't know, Biden or Trump, let them do it, because before you post, what does it say? What's on your mind? Right before you post.
Yeah.
Certain things should be
They're
kept in your mind.
exercising their right. You shouldn't allow, like, are we any different when we unfriend somebody because they're expressing their political views?
No,
It's
well,
kind of like go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to cut you off. You got it, Mike.
No, it's just, I personally don't think it's right. Like, I don't care if you're a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter, that you have the right to pick who you want to vote for, and I'm not gonna unfriend you or not be your friend just because of it,
So I think I believe Ashley made this point earlier. I think as a political party, you have the right to choose, right? You have the right to choose if you want to be a Democrat or Republican, and those are differences based off of principle and policy. I do think this cycle that being a Trump supporter is a little bit different from being a Republican. And I think Ashley made this point earlier. Someone who preaches hate and and dividing the country, I look at you following that person, and I have kind of made up my mind about what kind of person you are. And that's just my opinion. I don't know if I will unfollow them, but I do look at them differently. And it's not because of a political difference. It's because I think that you are producing negativity. It's my opinion.
I see that, but all right, like you guys know, I didn't get to vote this year. This is the first time I was getting into politics, and it was a lot. It was a lot to take in. But like a lot of be careful. Almost died live. Woo! My wife almost killed me. And I was leaning towards a lot of the Republican values, right?
Okay.
But it was hard to get over that aspect where his character, right? Trump's character. So at the end of the day, I couldn't make up my mind. I didn't vote. So it would suck knowing my character. If I chose to vote for Trump, that people would see me as a racist, knowing damn well that I'm not. And I see like that's where it becomes a problem. When you start assigning labels to people based on their political affiliations, their religious beliefs, their point of views, because that's not always the case.
But you guys touched on this earlier in the podcast about like your friends. Like, can you still be somebody's friend even though you have different in views and stuff?
You know what? And I think Rick, you know what? I have to kind of retract my statement a little bit, just because if any world that you was a Trump supporter, I would still be your friend because I know what kind of person you are. So I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
I guess I would have to kind of take the hypocritical hat today. I took it from Gabe had it and Mike had it. Now I have it on.
Like I have friends who are, they have good character and whatnot, but they're Trump supporters.
Yeah.
I can't convince them to, be Biden supporters, but some of them may say, oh, it's because, for example, Trump's trying to bring jobs back to the U.S. rather than, businesses outsourcing jobs to other countries and stuff. If you're let's say you're a Trump supporter, that might be the only reason why you voted for him. But yes, Kyle had a valid point. If you're talking, if every time you open your mouth, you're spitting out hate, then
There you
other
go.
people are gonna say I can't rock with you.
I agree.
I think we have a really good comment here. I just want to address. It's Mike Pabon for some reason wrote the Workz podcast comment plug.
That's
I
a
guess
good
he's
comment.
talking about another. I guess he's talking about another podcast. All right. Ashley here. Perfect example. Some people try to say Breonna Taylor deserved what happened to her. That's not freedom of speech. That's your forgive me, Lord. We went PG, y'all. So that's that you're what? Forgive me, Lord.
Anybody says Breonna Taylor deserved what happened to her. There's no, I don't, how, in what view? I mean, if you can articulate why she deserved it, I'm not going to say I know all the details of that case, but wasn't she sleeping when they barged into her house or something like
Yeah.
that?
It was a no knock
A no-knock
warrant,
warrant.
which I don't even understand the point of that, because you have to announce yourself as a law enforcement officer when you go on somebody's door.
Well, I mean
And that's I'm sorry, Kyle. Well, that's where it comes in that I'm gonna take off the hypocritical hat.
okay.
And I'm gonna give it back to whoever wants it. I'm just gonna leave it up in the air. That's the difference in what I feel like I was saying earlier, where that is not created by man to divide us. That's just your own self-hate that you need to deal with, and I rather not deal with that energy. You know what I'm saying? I guess where I'm coming from is that other opinion, like Trump and all that stuff.
Here's the thing now, right? This goes back to what we touched on a couple of different times. We don't have that discussion, right? The people who probably said this, I'm not sure who it was. It maybe could have been Trump supporters, but when we're so dividing, when we have every time there's a cop shooting, you have a set of people always go straight to saying it was the police fault, and then we have another group that says, you know what, it was something if they would have just complied or whatever the case is. We always have those two groups that automatically run right to their bunkers, and they're on that side, right? We have this discussion saying, wait, why do you feel that way? Why do you feel that this was justified? The law, even in this case, said it wasn't justified, So
Right.
we just have to have that discussion before we are willing to cut someone off. Maybe they have, an insight that we don't. Who knows?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of.
I mean, at the end of the day,
clear-cut, though.
none of us was there to see what happened.
We think a lot of stuff is clear cut, but if you live in a different world, you live in a different world. I mean, the news you get may say differently.
I didn't hear anything that was different when it comes to that case. I feel like that's just black and white. You know what I mean? Like that's just clear cut right there. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure why it took so long to come into why that case. Why they couldn't convict those people? I don't understand that.
Only one guy convicted. Only one guy actually got convicted. And that was the guy
One.
but he didn't get convicted of murder. He got convicted because of his shots, of the bullets he fired. He didn't get convicted of actually killing anyone. He got convicted. I think it was like reckless endangerment or something like that. He didn't get convicted based on the actual murder.
I think it was like for actually shooting the neighbor's window rather than the murder.
Yeah, shooting something like that. Oh, welcome to the show. I'm sorry.
Is Ashley coming at Rick right now with this comment?
Oh, I hope not. If you voted for Bush, okay. Okay, but this man 45 is foul. I am not against Republicans, but if you support Trump, you support white supremacy. Period. A lot of people share that same sentiment.
Exactly, they do. But I think it's wrong because I personally know. I think the terminology is the problem, right? They're saying Trump supporters, and the bottom line, like the people I know who voted Republican aren't fans of the man, just the policies.
Well,
you have to be able to differentiate the two.
Is it really though? Is it really a much difference between the president and his policies? He's the one who puts them forward.
We should put this to the test.
All right, what test?
We should find a KKK member and have you walk around Morningside Parkway.
There was. I don't know if you guys ever seen that that PBS special. There's a gentleman, I forget his name, that he converts KKK members basically because he actually sits down with them and hears them out. What's that?
The black guy?
Put him with Clayton Bisbee.
I seen
Bisbee.
No, but that's what happened. He was open up to that dialogue. He didn't isolate them because they were hated. I seen that documentary you're talking about. There was a black guy who decided to interview a KKK member, and the KKK member understood he was black, was open to the conversation, and through years, not days, not weeks, through years, he became friends with this black guy and denounced the KKK.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and he was like the supreme leader and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think he
exactly.
even had one of the supreme leaders turn over. But again, that's sitting down with love and
Having a
understanding
discussion.
and having a discussion, man. But like a genuine discussion that you're really trying to understand someone, man.
But-
We come at each other way too much, man.
And I
Way
just
too
want to
much.
be clear, and we're not going to just throw a red hat on Rick, because Rick didn't say that. Rick said he shares Republican views. He didn't say No, I'm saying we're not going to throw a red hat on
You
you
got red
because
socks on.
you didn't say I am a Trump supporter. You said I share Republican views. I don't know
Stop leaning towards Republican
if
views.
views. Yeah, he didn't say I am a Trumper. He didn't say that. So you know,
Red socks, red underwear.
just to clear it up. He didn't say he doesn't have a mega hat on.
Yo.
What did he say?
Yo, Rick, keep it real. What did you do with the flag that you had in your bedroom? The Trump 2020
put it in his
flag. What did you do?
You put it in his trunk.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's okay to disagree. I feel like it's okay to disagree. You can have the discussion, and and then you move on from there. Then you make your decision after that.
Any discussion with love at its core is worth having, man. Regardless if you disagree, and the person's a good person, they're a good person. Why not why not hear them out? And if you still disagree, by all means, that's fine too. You don't have to agree on everything.
Yeah, that's true. So
You might like fish, you might like fish. Enjoy.
This actually is a really good point. I said this at the beginning of the show. We ended up. It's so easy. The divide is so easy because it's so evident right now between Democrat and Republican. I think that's why we ended up here. But we went down. We got here. Show you was late, but we got here. We went through a few different scenarios. We talked about if someone drank too much, or if they just comes morally disagreements, social media or whatever. But to kind of bring it back to the moral thing, right? So I have a question, just a scenario, since we're talking, right? If you had a friend, right, and you knew he was unfaithful to his partner, or she was unfaithful to her partner, could you still be friends with that person?
Say that one more time.
So if you have a friend, let's bring it back to the moral conversation. Like Joe said, if you have a friend who is unfaithful to his or her partner, could you still be friends with that person?
I can.
What if you're friends with the other partner too?
Then there's just a conflict of not interest.
The conflict of interest?
No, not a conflict.
He was about to say that.
But there's a huge conflict because now you have to like do you intervene in that?
I'll bail you out on this one. Knowing Rick, he probably would have put himself in that situation. Like if he knew it, he would kind of like avoid, hanging out with that person on a personal level. Me personally, I think I posted something like that on the chat group. If would you tell the person if their husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend was cheating on them, and it all goes to morals. Like me personally, I'm not okay with like holding that information. I don't even want you to tell me.
See, I'd rather no evil here, no evil.
That's what kind of affront of you?
Just don't tell me, please.
That's what I'm saying. What kind of affront of you to put me in that situation? You know what I'm saying? So morally, morally, do I want to mess with someone that will put me in a situation like that and like allow me to see you cheating with someone that I know is, with someone that I know and that I care about as well too? Yeah, that's kind of like a character thing again. Which again, I'll try to discuss.
Is that like
it's going against your integrity, and I don't want to do that to myself.
Is that person in this? I'm sorry,
with it, right? it's like, let he without sin cast the first stone. Like, can you even have a faith in it? If I mean,
That's a cop out.
Word. I agree. I
I'm
agree.
not perfect. I've made mistakes, man. I'll be imagine
So
me.
have I, but I don't put my friends in the middle of it.
No,
That's what
I'm
I'm
talking about
saying.
making that choice. Like if I knew somebody who, if I was the one who if I had the friend, I'm not saying if I'm the person. Like I'm not gonna judge somebody else, but if someone's doing it to me, I thought that was the question.
No.
What was the question?
The question was if you saw your friend, him or her, cheating on their partner, would you feel morally obligated to kind of separate yourself, or how would you feel morally?
That's the tough part because I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. I'll be damned if somebody who's imagine someone who's cheated telling you shouldn't cheat.
That's true. I mean, I hear you, Rick. I mean, I think
I can offer advice from my experience and I can make suggestions, but ultimately you gotta make your own decision. I'll be like, look, man, I've gone down that road. That shit is not gonna end well.
Mm-hmm.
But then,
don't do it.
I mean, but then what happens when the conflict actually comes, to the surface? Oh yeah, Rick knew. And then what? It's like, yo, now you in the middle of it. Really, you really in the middle of it now.
I would have to tell them from my experience, but it's hard for me to be like, you shouldn't do that. That's not a good thing, man. You hypocrite.
or just be careful, man.
Yeah,
I think that's when it's okay. I think that's when it's okay to make it about yourself and just say, yo, you put me in this situation, and that ain't cool that you put me in this situation, my man. Like, don't cheat on your wife, and I know your wife in front of me. Nah, I ain't messing with that.
Yeah. If you're a cheater and you're hurting my friend, then I don't know if I could be around you. When your drama's aired out, give me a call. Oh man,
I don't even want that phone call.
Nah,
just think of my last post. Like I said, like if you know that information, and some people said don't, shut up, don't talk about it. But if you know both, let's say you know both people, and one person finds out that you held that information from them, how are they going to feel about you after that?
That's
You
what
might
I'm
have to
saying.
watch your back.
it's tough, man. That's tough.
and we
Don't
got
put
we
me
got
in a
Ashley here.
situation.
Yeah, that's like I feel like that's the same situation when you get drunk around something. You get drunk and they have to babysit you. I would side eye that friend or relative if they are regretful or making changes. I would have to let you go. Well, Show said, I'll spill the beans. Hate me if you want, but my consciousness will be free. Don't put me in your drama. I could tell them because I'm not a cheater. Oh, wow. Well, lucky to be you.
I'm sorry, took a jab right at me. It made me a better person.
Okay. Wow, man.
That again is the moral standpoint again, though. What are you willing to deal with and what are you not willing to deal with? Listen, like I think Rick said it he nailed it. Listen, as your friend, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I don't think you're doing the right thing. But for me personally, and how it's affecting me, you're a jerk, bro, for doing that in front of me, and that's not cool, man. Don't do that in front of me.
Some people don't care.
Yeah,
and that's when
cutoffs
have to happen,
But
yeah,
but you know what they may sometime me and Rick, I'm sorry, Rick and I talked about this in another episode, I believe. It's like maybe they need you to play some fluffer, I need you to say I was with you on this day. Is that too far?
I'm telling you from experience. I had a friend at an old job. So the job was Pitney Bowes, all right. This dude was messing with one of the girls at the job. Now, mind you, he was messing with her before I even got the job. So then after when I finally started, we were cool. He was like, yo, let's hang out. So we hung out, and homeboy used me to say that he basically told his wife the girl that he cheated on her with is a friend of mine. Which, how is that possible if that girl started before me and she worked with him before? So he was cheating on her before I even started there. And then eventually he came clean and he was like, because she hated me, she hated my guts.
All right.
And then next thing you know, he said, you know what, Mike had nothing to do with it. I just used him because I know that you wouldn't second guess me if I was hanging out with Mike, because you know the type of person Mike is.
Got you, Goose. But I'm sorry, we gotta stop the process on this one.
Yeah,
Ashley, we gotta explain this. So as a kid, I told on my daddy. LOL, couldn't hold water.
Which daddy you talking about?
This guy's stupid.
Stupid Goose. So you told on your dad that he was unfaithful? Now I don't know nothing.
Hmm.
Wow.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, that's tough. That is tough.
I mean, not really, though. Not really, though, man. I don't know. If I would have seen my dad cheating,
You deserve that one.
we ain't friends, homie. You my dad, and you doing that to my mom?
Yeah, that's
you gotta go, homie. Like, hell yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. Wow, damn. She just like, I think she brought back a memory that I probably like blacked out for a second and thought about.
Wow. So Rick, you got anything you want to close out with? I think we are coming to the time limit here that we usually set.
No, man, but I want to apologize for having to be in the mobile office today. I got a little man with me in the back.
What's up, Matthew?
Yeah, I was running some errands with the family. So, but I appreciate Kyle for coming through and helping me out, helping me put this thing together today. It was a clutch move. I was stuck out here in these streets. I'm down to 3%, so it's worked out.
Perfect timing.
And by the way, Matthew is the executive producer of this show. Everybody give him a shout out.
Yeah, so for everybody that logged in and I want to thank Gabe for coming on. Mike, appreciate you guys always. You guys are always welcome. It's an open platform. Like I said, you guys have any topics you want to talk about, feel free to stop by on the show, talk some.
Mm-hmm.
And to everybody who participated in the comments, man, I appreciate you guys, man. And for those of you who are part of the Facebook group chat, keep staying active. I appreciate you guys. You guys have some fantastic ideas, and I'd love to talk about them in the future, man. Until tomorrow's episode, what are we gonna talk about tomorrow, Kyle?
You got some stuff. You didn't look at the at what I told you last week.
I don't know.
All right, cool.
Make sure to subscribe.
Yes.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
Guys, I appreciate you guys. Rick, good seeing you, man. Gabe, Mike, appreciate everyone in the comments. Ashley, Ashley, Mike, Mama, everyone. Appreciate you guys.
Guys, I really do appreciate this, man, and I hope this isn't the last time, man. This was awesome, guys. Thank you, appreciate it, man.
Oh, absolutely. You guys stick around while he ends the broadcast, all right?
Yeah, cool.
Good night, guys.
All right, good night.